This video is sponsored by Captain America Civil War. I don't know why it took us so long to review it, but... Oh! Sorry, wrong Civil War. Hang on, give me 1 second here. So, what kind of American are you? Civil War was directed by Alex Garland and released in theaters last weekend, and I am a huge fan of A24, as you guys know, and it's time to review another A24 film. We haven't reviewed one since about, 6 months ago, 6 or 7 months ago, I believe, with Talk to Me, so I'm very glad that we get the chance to talk about another epic A24 film, and this one really lives up to its name, Civil War. There is basically a war going on across the country. People are picking sides. States are uniting. The biggest joke out of this movie is that California and Texas are working together. I found that to be pretty funny. And it really, really works. Now, we have this group of journalists that we follow, played by Kirsten Dunst, Stephen McKinley Henderson. I'm trying to think of the guy that plays Joel. I'll put his name right there. He was great. And you have this young, aspiring journalist played by Kaylee Spaney. And she is the highlight of the film for me. We'll get into her in a second. But if you haven't seen the movie yet, this will contain some spoilers. So click there. Well, there's nothing to click. I always say that. Please go there if you just want to get to the spoilers if you've already seen the movie. If you haven't seen it, I would wait. I would wait before checking out spoilers. Go see the movie for yourself. Wait for it to drop on digital if you have to. But no, really, this movie does deserve your money. It's thought-provoking, it's surreal, it's intense, and I can't wait to talk more about it. So, yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, please get out of here. This will have a spoiler section. For now, we are going to talk about non-spoilers. Now, a big criticism that people are going to have for this movie is that there's not enough action, okay? Now, I want to address that because I went into this movie thinking, okay, this seems to be a thriller more than an action film. I actually was someone that didn't see this as something that was going to be an all-out action movie. It's going to focus on, it's going to have massive focal points on the war itself, the battles taking place, and it has some of that. But it comes along with our journalists on the battlefield taking pictures. There's a really nice thing that Alex Garland does in this film where a character will take a picture and, it'll be while someone's firing a gun or an explosion's going off or someone's dying, and the camera, it'll show the picture right in the middle of the action. It'll intercut the action with the picture being taken. It all goes quiet. It's very, it catches your attention, I really enjoy that. I love that in this movie. It was used greatly. And our characters here, they are many different kinds of weird and crazy in their own regards. Kirsten Dunst's character, Lee, is very hardened. She has clearly seen horrible shit before. She has her partner Joel tag along for this, and he is a guy that craves chaos. You can tell he kind of gets off to this shit a little bit. He kind of gets enjoyment out of, being out there on the battlefield, the rush, the adrenaline. That all really, does a lot for him. Then you have Stephen McKinley Henderson's character, Sammy, and he is really great. This guy was in Dune. He was in Fear the Walking Dead at one point. He was the therapist in Beau is Afraid. So this is not his first A24 rodeo, and he is just awesome in this. Great supporting actor. I don't know if he'll be in the talks for Oscar for supporting actor for this. It is still good, but I'm not sure if they're going to consider it Oscar-worthy. But he's entertaining. He's kind of their mentor of some sorts. My dogs apparently didn't like his character because they're barking. Then you have Kaylee Spaney's character, Jessie, who is this aspiring journalist. And I think Kirsten Dunst's Lee character sees herself in Kaylee Spaney, in Jessie. Jessie is very reckless towards the end of the movie, and throughout the film she just constantly gets more and more reckless for the sake of getting a good shot with her camera. And it's really tense because there are multiple instances throughout this movie where she sees some horrible shit. She sees people getting hung. There are bodies, laid around. She is basically at life or death risk on this mission, and Kirsten Dunst is like, look, this was your choice to come on here, so that's why I'm not gonna feel bad when you get shot or you get blown up or you lose your shit. And Kaylee Spaney's character is like, will you take a picture of that if I get shot? And Kirsten Dunst is like, what do you think? This film has a lot of dark comedy sprinkled throughout. You have Nick Offerman playing the president, and everyone is out to get this guy. And really, by the end of this movie, without spoiling anything, there is a resolution for the story, but I feel like some people are going to be pissed off because it ends abruptly. I mean, it's not like it just like something happens, bam, we're done. It takes its time a little bit after something major happens at the end, but it's still very abrupt. I mean, it's not many minutes more after this big event happens, not even a lot of seconds after this big event happens, and then we cut to the credits. So some people might be pissed off at that. I kind of admire this movie because it is going to piss some people off. Even though Alex Garland really does do his best job at kind of not really picking a side in this, because, everyone's out to get the president, but there's all these other teams, so no matter really if the president is killed, if any of the other sides are killed, it doesn't really matter, because it's just pure chaos, it's pure anarchy, and really the U.S. is fucked. And yeah, I really thought Civil War was great. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's another A24 home run, and you should definitely go out and see it. So stick around for the spoilers. Hope you enjoyed this non-spoiler section. If you can't stick around for the spoilers, you want to go see it for yourself, I don't blame you. But if you are enjoying it so far, leave a like and make sure to subscribe for more awesome movie reviews. Now, let's get to spoilers. So, entering the spoilers, I want to talk about the standout scene in this movie. If you've seen the trailer, you might have an idea of what it is. It involves some good glasses. Jesse Plemons, okay? Apparently, last minute, the guy that was supposed to play this dude dropped out, and Kirsten Dunst was like, hey, my husband Jesse Plemons, he's great, and he really is. He's an awesome actor. You can have him. He's free. He comes along with me. And sure enough, Jesse Plemons plays this character. We don't even get a name for him. It's just, I call him Sunglasses Guy. And he is hilarious. He steals the show, honestly. And the one scene that he's in this movie, he is like, oh, dude, he makes it for me. He really, really does. I love that scene. It's probably my favorite of the movie. Where our group of journalists are, suddenly met up with by these two other guys that they know of, and they swap cars. It's a bit of a weird scene, where they swap cars. Kaylee Spaney gets in the other dude's car, and this other guy gets in the car with our journalist characters, and, they're like, oh, yeah, that's awesome, kick-ass, and everything, and, Joel's laughing because he fucking craves chaos, and Kaylee Spaney's like, that was awesome, and, at that point, I was like, okay, things are getting a little bit too optimistic, a little bit too happy in this movie now. So, sure enough, we get later down the road that, where our journalists make it to the car, where they don't see Kaylee Spaney's character, they don't see the other guy that was with her, and Sunglasses Guy has them. And he has them kneeling down on the ground, and he's like, what kind of American are you? My sunglasses won't stay here. And it's such a well-paced scene. Like, the tension just keeps building and building and building and building. Sammy comes to the rescue at that point because he's like, you know what? Everything about this seems like death. He tells them, or something like that, before they're walking up on him, he's like, everything about this situation screams death. And that was really awesome. There's some really great lines in this movie, honestly. Where you get Sammy rushing in to save him. He's like, get in the car now, and he runs into Jesse Plemons' character and his guys, and Kaylee Spaney is scarred for life because she was nearly killed by Sunglasses Guy, and then she gets knocked into this pit with a bunch of bodies. She's got to crawl all over them, and she gets in the car. Unfortunately, Stephen McKinley Henderson's character, he gets killed, unfortunately. He gets shot, and he's like, I'm bleeding out. And he dies as they're passing through this burning forest. It's really great cinematography. The cinematography is fantastic in this. So you have performances, directing, cinematography. The visuals are beautiful. The story itself is written, it's very well. I think the pacing is a bit muddled at the start. I feel like we needed something a bit more enticing to get the ball rolling. But the sound design is really awesome. I want to mention that. It's really well done, so I loved that aspect of the film. And then we get to the final act, okay? After they lose Sammy, they finally go to the White House where, you know, these soldiers are all, you know, pinning down these guards and they're killing them, and they kill the First Lady because they think it's the president, because they send out a decoy car with the First Lady and this other security guard, and everybody's rushing over to that. They're like, that's the president, kill him, because they desperately want him to die. And Kirsten Dunst is like, no, I've been here before, that's not him. A lot of the action that you see in the trailer is packed into this last, like, 25 minutes, and it's really great stuff. And they go through, they do find the president, okay, near the end. But before that, we have a sacrifice, because my dogs don't like the ending. Kirsten Dunst's character sees that Jessie, Kaylee Spaney, is about to die, because she peers out to take a picture as this other guy is coming out to, you know, fire at our soldiers, at our journalists, and Kirsten Dunst jumps in front of her, and Kaylee Spaney captures the moment where Lee is killed. She is killed, and then she drops dead, and Jessie is traumatized for life. But she keeps going. You know, she kind of stands up real stoic, like Michael Myers-like. Joel gets her up. They continue. She looks back once at Kirsten Dunst's character, then keeps going. But then we get to where the president is pulled out from under the podium. He's hiding behind there. And Joel is like, stop. We need to get our quote, because Lee has died. Sammy has died for this. Those other two guys earlier have died for this. It's not worth it. We need to get this quote, okay? And the president is like, please don't let them kill me. And Joel's like, that's a good enough quote. And Nick Offerman's president is killed. The president of the United States is killed. Kaylee Spaney captures the picture right as it happens. And that's the end. Directed by Alex Garland. It's a crazy, crazy ending. But really, it was the only way they could have ended this. Because, like I said in the non-spoiler section, I was trying not to allude to this too much. It's like, even if the president died, or the president's security succeeded against this army that's coming in, there are other alliances across the nation. There are other people that are, you know, just as capable. Because, I mean, we see Sunglasses Guy, you know, wanting to kill just these people just passing through, like our journalist group. And then even earlier in the movie, we have these two guys firing at someone in a building, and Joel asks them, which, you don't even know what side they're on, you know, or anything, and they're like, no, all we know is that someone is trying to kill us, we need to kill them. So it's just anarchy, like I said. So no matter what happens, no matter who dies, no matter who wins, no one truly wins or takes control, because it is just madness. And I like that. I like the ambiguity of that. Like, it's not, there is no happy ending here at all. So those were my thoughts on Civil War. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Man, I don't know. I'm gonna talk myself into a corner if I keep talking about this, because it's a great film. I could talk about it all day. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you have, leave a like and subscribe for more great movie reviews, more A24 content. I'm gonna do an A24 ranking video possibly next week. I'm thinking it'll be next week. But yeah, hope you guys stay tuned for that. Take care, and stay American. Wait. I don't know. Goodbye.